Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Door here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to Wednesday Season 2, Episode 8, the finale of the season, and also the shortest episode of the season, titled This Means Woe. When buried family secrets are unearthed, Wednesday must race against time to prevent a dark prophecy from being realized. So, no idea what that's alluding to. The family secrets are obviously whatever Morticia's and probably Gomez's relationship with um Isaac and his sister Francoise, whatever their true relationship is, over just the best friend and roommate for Gomez and Isaac, because we know from what Weems said that um there's more history there. I'm assuming the Dark Prophecy could be Wednesday's vision of an Adams dying. Don't know. I've just had an idea. No, that wouldn't work out. I'm gonna say it just in case. What if Hunter's an Adams? What if Hunter is an Adams? Not Hunter. Tyler Kelvin was using the actor's name there. I don't know why that. Because an Adams has to die, and it's not gonna be one of the core family. So that means it has to be someone else. Unless they subvert the future again, but who's going to replace the gravestone this time? Um, also, um, not so average fangirl noticed something in relation to Isaac in how he never uses his right hand. Like, even at the end, where he was using I assume, chloroform on Pugsley, it was his left hand like that over his face. He always holds his right arm against his body and never uses it. And the corpse moths, they fly towards Isaac. Yet one of them flew to Thing straight away. And Thing is a right hand. There's also the fact that after watching that, I then watched I can't even remember the channel's name. It was a new one for me to watch. And Thing's ring has a knight on it. The piece that Thing tips over in the chessboard at the bullpen was a knight. Isaac's last name is Knight. So if that turns out to be correct, kudos to Elijah for figuring that out. I want to put that out there now that if that is true, then that's very good picked up on her behalf. But I assume we'll find out this episode if it is the case. So let's get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. Also, technically, since Thing is an Adams, technically that should make Isaac an Adams. So he could be the one that the prophecy is about. I'm still thinking he's going to try and put the Hyde part into several. This is the second day from since what's it called? Enid was mentioned that if the full moon was in 2 days, then the next day was the dance. This day would be the full moon. Well, I feel bad for Morticia. No. Okay. So they're the ones who buried him under the tree. I'm guessing that's what Weems was going on about. So did Thingo purposefully sabotage his experiment in Iago Tower? Did he have an ability? It didn't skip him. Poetic. You knew that was never gonna work. It is a little surprising that in all these years, they haven't fixed their tail. Oh yeah, I saw a lot of people thinking that maybe they were trying to pair Ajax and Bianca up. So especially with the way Wednesday was like signaled towards Ajax at the end of the dance. She looks so different with her hair out of braids. What did they discuss? Um, hearing that about her family, you could sort of understand her personality a bit. Even the glove doesn't look properly filled out. Maybe you should follow Wednesday's hunch. Is he not going to question the spinning chair? Yeah, they gotta have contingencies for thing. Hmm. It's a small bolt. Well, that theory was correct. I knew I needed to say it. The fuck was that? Does that mean Thing could... Oh, that's the sabotage. Hmm. I was wondering how he was gonna... Does seem to be mending. Is that really what he was missing for his power? Tyler seems to be having a couple hang-ups. They showed too many shots of Tyler's face for him to be on board with what was happening. Isn't exactly staying calm, especially not doing that. Are you gonna sacrifice yourself for Wednesday? I do still love how when it was Wednesday and the body was a black wolf, but this one has Enid's signature hair colors. Well, she at least still seems completely in control. Really? They. I have just now noticed that, yeah, every time the Da Vinci's are doing stuff, it's always been their right hand stuck out. I don't know if it goes off a dominant hand or if it is just the right hand that is needed. Except it wasn't buried. Well, left buried. used my powers in 30 years. Have you, though? I know my reaction contradicts the last thing that I said, but you were dead for those 30 years. Hmm. Distracted him before he fully secured him, though. At least that's what it looked like. Not surprising, but not what I thought. Here's the thing, though. Given what we know about Isaac and how he only cares about his sister, why would he not betray her for this to save her? My back's been playing up, so like the last 10 minutes. That's why I'm trying to stretch it like this. What you do is you cut off the other hand so that it gets animated, and then you cut the thing off as well, so you've now got two hands. Well, now you've got a hide on your side. My last master. I thought she was going out the window. They both might go out the window. Did he forget she could still do that? But then what was that little zap that Pugsley did? Like that didn't really amount to anything. And they both went out the window. Of course, it's right outside their room. I'm getting Thing back. Its natural enemy seems to be wolves, I guess. Because Capri took out a hide. Um, Francoise was taken out by the wolf statue. Um, Enid with Tyler. Nice to know they don't transform back when they die, so. Well, it wasn't Wednesday, it just saw her breathing. Um, Morticia seems to be in bad shape. Hmm. Who's chopping the hand off? Hmm. How weird would that be, having your hand fighting against you? We see how capable Thing is at taking out full grown men in the first episode, and it's bookended with this. um, Imagine how awkward that would be having to act this out. Oh, it's ripping the metal heart out. That's probably should have been done the first time, not gonna lie. I do love how Pugsley's made no attempt to fix his hair. Can one of you guys help me? Never mind. Seem to be moving a little weakly there. Never mind. It blew up the tower a second time. Huh. I thought that the premonition was going to come true. Huh. Father was a Hyde. You fell in love with a Hyde. I thought it was going to be the dead corpse moss. Why does this feel like goodbye? I've got a trip to Canada to plan. Should be fun. So what was Capri's whole deal? Because it doesn't seem all that consumed. So it seems your daughter hasn't been missing for 20 years. Hmm. I wonder what that implication is. Huh. A lot of very weird stuff happened at the end of that episode. Everything up to and including the death of Isaac felt in line with how this season's gone. But finding out Nevermore's not going to be a thing anymore. So we're getting rid of the school setting, and also they won't be returning unless it has grand reopening in further seasons beyond season 3. Um, Weem's going her own way now that Wednesday sort of got her powers back, but as she said, it was the first step to getting the powers back. And I guess now she doesn't need a guide as much. Somehow Wednesday's linked with her aunt for Ophelia to have written Wednesday Must Die. I wonder, did is the reason they had her back to us the whole time is because they didn't have someone cast as Ophelia when this was done? The going to Canada to hunt for Enid makes sense with Wednesday. She did say that if she turned, that she'd have no issue hunting her down. Going with Festa makes sense and taking thing along. Capri, her character, I don't know, cause she barely did anything for the first half of the season, other than for some being a slight red herring. She didn't try to encourage Enid to be a lone wolf and everything. In fact, she tried everything to not have that happen. And it probably would have worked had other more important things not come up and Enid sacrificed herself for Wednesday. She says that she's had encounters with Hydes in the past, that her partner was a Hyde. She didn't know, which I'm guessing now is a lie. His master was in love with him too, and so she sicked him on Capri. I'm guessing that's going to have been revealed as a lie or something. Her father was a Hyde. She knows where a community of Hydes are, and is taking Tyler there, which is strange. I really don't know what to expect. The Eugene and Pugsley friendship has finally been made official, so that's cool. Still would have liked to have more of Wednesday and Eugene, considering he was one of her first actual friends at Nevermore. Like, it was him and Enid. Wonder why Enid's going to Canada. And also, why has Grandmama kept Ophelia locked up under her manor all this time? It makes me wonder if her offer to have Wednesday at her manor over the summer truly was a benign offer. And there's the whole scratching out Wednesday must die after being connected through the journal. Now, is that going to be like the Stalker from the end of last season, where it's done by the end of the second episode? Like, we find Ophelia and have all that resolution done by the end of the second episode of season 3. I don't think so. I think that's going to be the overarching thing for the next season. Like a sort of way to keep the family having something to do while Wednesday's off with Fester and that. Considering there won't be the school setting. Huh. I really don't know how to feel about the last, like, how long was that? Credits start at like 42:30, and the fight ended at about 35. So those last 7 minutes, parts of it makes a lot of sense. Other parts, I don't know how to feel. Like, the most of this finale was great. But, yeah, I don't know. But, gonna leave this one here, because I need to get it out. But, yeah. Interested to see where those story beats lead. I also don't know what to think about Tyler now, because he didn't really have the change of heart. He, seemed like he wasn't happy with Wednesday being thrown in the grave, but he did nothing to stop it. He definitely wasn't happy that his mum tried to take his power from him, even though he knew she was trying to stop him from suffering the same fate she was. Um, he didn't like his uncle anyway, so him turning on Isaac wasn't that surprising. He didn't go after the Adams when he was a Hyde. Then again, he turned towards them, but was distracted by Francoise turning into a Hyde herself, so possibly would have. What was with that little zap that Pugsley did? Like, he seemed smug about it, but. Eh. Also, we don't know whether Pugsley still has his powers. He might, or he might have had it drained like Gomez. Huh. Oh well. I guess we'll find out next season where all these things lead. So with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.